to the next section of notes, which what we're going to do is we're going to find the iterated integrals. And so basically what an iterated integral is just taking the integral of more than one variable. So that's what iterated integral means. And so here today we're going to talk about taking the integral of more than one variable. In this case, we're going to take the integral of x and y. So suppose that f is a function of two variables set as integral on the rectangle R, A, B, and C, D. We use the notation, the integral from c to d of our function dy with respect to dy to mean that x is held fixed and f of xy is integrated with respect to y from c to d. This procedure is called partial integration with respect to y. Notice its similarity to partial differentiation. Now, if we have the integral from c to d of our function with respect to y, it is a number that depends on the value of x, so it defines a function of x. So we could say a of x is equal to the integral of f of xy dy. If we now integrate the function a with respect to x from x equals a to x equals b, we get the integral of ax dx is equal to the integral from a to b of the integral from c to d of our function dy dx. The integral on the right side of this equation is called an iterated integral. Usually the brackets are omitted, and thus we have the integral from a to b of the integral from c to d of our function of xy dy dx. And what we typically do is whatever's the inside, so in this case dy is the inside portion, we're going to take the derivative with respect to whatever that is first. So one thing that you know is the integral, the inside integral, so from c to d, is going to correspond to your y values because dy comes first. If dx came first, so say our next one, dx comes first, then the integral is going to be defined by your x values from a to b. And so whatever comes first in your integral, that's what you're going to take that's what you're going to integrate first. And so for this first one, we'll integrate with respect to y first. And in the second one, we're going to integrate with respect to x first. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead and look at our first iterated integral. And we're going to calculate the iterated integral, meaning we just have an integral what we're taking up with more than just one variable. And so here we have two variables. And so looking at this, it looks like we're going to take the integral from 1 to 2 with respect to y first because dy comes first. And so the outside is going to be everything that corresponds to x, so 0 to 1 and then dx. So now let's go ahead and do that. We're going to take, and again, this isn't something that's going to be very difficult. All we're going to do is we're going to take, we're just going to integrate with respect to whatever variable they want us to integrate with first. So we're going to go ahead and have 0, 1 on the outside. And I'm going to go ahead and integrate this with respect to y. So integrating 4x cubed is going to be 4x cubed y. Integrating 9x squared y squared is going to be, when I do the integration with y squared, that's going to be y to the third over 3, but I have that 9, so 9 over 3. It's just going to give me 3, so 3x squared y cubed. And I'm going to go from 1 to 2, and then I still have my outside integral of the dx. Alright, so let's go ahead and substitute in our 2 and 1 for y. When we do that, we have 0 to 1, plug in 2 for y. So if y is 2, we have 4 times 2, 8, so it's going to be 8x cubed. And then plug in 2, so 2 cubed is going to be 8, 8 times 3, negative 24, x squared, dx. Oops, no, not, I'm sorry. I don't know why I did that. Minus, and then plug in our 1. We plug in 1, we get 4x cubed. Minus 3x squared. Didn't have the x. So let's go ahead and simplify on the inside. So we go from 0 to 1. Ax cubed minus 4x cubed is just 4x cubed. Negative 24x squared minus a negative 3x squared is really plus 3x squared, so minus 21x squared. And then we're going to have dx on the outside. And so now we're going to integrate with respect to x. So 4x cubed, when I do the integration of that, I'm just going to get x to the 4th. Minus 21x squared. X squared is going to be x cubed over 3. 21 over 3 is 7, so minus 7x cubed. And now we're going to go from 1 to 0. So it looks like 1 to the 4th is going to be 1. 1 to the 3rd is just 1, so minus 7. And then minus that whole, when we plug in 0, is all going to be 0. So it looks like the volume that we're going to get from this double integral, or this iterated integral, is just going to be negative 6.